hate every ape I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. No, you'll never make a monkey out of me.
And welcome to Modern Retro. I am Cuba. This is episode 30. No, I'm not doing the episode numbers anymore. Forgot about that. We're like rusty. We miss a week, and it's like we didn't have a podcast for like years or something like that. I am joined by the resident missing link, Aaron.
Hi.
I like that face. That's like you fucking asshole. So we'll be joined by Roy shortly. At some point, he'll call in. Maybe he's probably on the toilet. Who knows? Anyways, let me ask you before we get into anything. This is a fucking hot fucking day. Like, how's the SWAS? What's the SWAS-o-meter for you over there?
I've been going from AC to AC, so I mean, walking from the building to the car was a little bit swassy, but for the most part, my jeans have been cool.
I can see, yeah. See, this will be my first summer being a stay-at-home dad. So I am also used to spending most of the day in AC, unless I'm working outside, but that's a whole different thing. So I'm in the house most of the day today, and it's just like one of those, it's just too damn hot to move type of things. Yeah, like I'm doing shit, getting things done, but it's like, I'm like, ugh, just crawling. But man, dude, the SWAS-o-meter is off the charts, because this house is like 114 years old or something like that. So it doesn't have central air. I only have ACs in my daughter's room and my room, and like that's it. So like every other.
You don't have any downstairs?
Nope. Every other part of the house is.
Don't you entertain people? Isn't there like you need like one other AC in the downstairs to fill the entertaining rooms with cool air? Otherwise, your guests are sitting in fucking testicle taffy area. Like, what is going on?
People, it's outside where it's nice out and there's a breeze and we got the nice new patio. Just like last week.
What if there's no breeze? You're just like,
you fucking deal with it. You're outside. I'm not entertaining.
Want to go to the mall?
I'm not entertaining people inside on a swassy ass day. Nobody wants to be inside on a nice, beautiful, sunny day. So
it is if it's fucking gross and sticky and wet. Ugh.
No, not outside. I was outside earlier. Outside, it's not that bad, but in the house, it was fucking just sweltering, dude. Like, I sat down on like the stool and like I slipped. My ass was so sweaty. It was just like, whoop.
England, fuck New England. That's all I gotta say.
This is the first time I hate podcasting down here in the dungeon Armenian meth cooking basement kitchen thing. I hate it down here. It's gross. It's just, it's just like an unfinished basement. But I am so happy to be down here because it is at least 20 degrees cooler down here than it is upstairs. As soon as you take 2 steps, you go, oh my god, it's bearable. I'm like, sleep down here.
Uh-huh. Jesus.
No, I ain't sleeping down here. It's gross. This cat won't stop touching me.
Sleep down there with a cat turd, you little puke.
Ew. So while we wait for Roy. Damn.
I rate him a 3 for being tardy.
3 fucks. Roy gives 3 fucks. So
that's all right.
While we wait for him, you went to go see. What was it? War for Planet of the Apes? Or Battle for Planet of the Apes? I get them confused with the original one.
Battle's the old one.
Okay. So this is War for Planet of the Apes. Okay.
Yes.
The third and possibly final chapter in the trilogy. I read an interview with the director where, like, pretty much he's like, yeah, like, this completes the trilogy, but maybe after Batman, he might come back.
I mean, this completes the Caesar trilogy, and I have to say, perfect. Like, I don't give this grade lightly. Perfect fucking trilogy. Insane. You haven't watched them, and I after watching this movie, I tried to talk to like 7 different people. Like, oh, did you see the new fucking Apes movie? You see the new Apes movie? And they're like, no. I'm like, have you ever watched the new Apes movies? No, I'm not watching that shit. Stupid. Like,
see, I don't get that. I don't get that reaction. I haven't seen the other ones just because I never I didn't get to them in the theater, and if I miss it, it's just I gotta go searching for it, and I'm lazy. But I mean, I love like the original 5 Planet of the Apes movies. I love. I mean, they are. They're a staple of science fiction. I mean, especially the first one, the first 2. They kind of get a little progressively kind of iffy by the time you get to the battle for the Planet of the Apes. But when you put them together as a whole 5-part series, I mean, it's a fucking brilliant masterpiece. I fucking love it.
So Akota stopped watching midway through the first one. She's like, I'm tired. I think that's just an excuse, but I have to force her to get back into it and finish the fucking movie.
Get out of bed and watch that movie. You don't need to go to school.
So, that's the reaction I got every single time. No, that's dumb. Those are dumb movies, Apes. Like, because they're thinking of the old one. They're thinking of the stupid masks and shit.
But see, that not even to this day, the original Planet of the Apes masks still stand up. I mean, the only good thing to come out of the Tim Burton one was, yes, they had better ape makeup and costumes in that one, but the original ones are still fucking good.
Yeah, for the time, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, they might. I don't know how you can look at that and go, "That's stupid. I'm not going to watch that." I mean, it's about fucking apes, sentient apes that take over the fucking world. I mean, how?
And there wasn't digital technology back then, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they expect, but whatever. Are they young
like,
people or old people who are saying this?
Young people.
Stupid young people. How young?
They're like, oh, I'm not watching. Like, they're stupid. They don't even entertain the fact of going to watch it. And these movies are fucking brutal and intense. Like, they're the most. They are played so serious, like most serious zombie movie. Like, think of 28 Weeks Later, but instead of rage people, it turns them into apes. Well, they don't turn into apes, but it makes the apes smarter and makes them like. I don't know. It's great. It's fantastic. There's like virus that spreads, and there's apes that get smarter.
Don't go spoiler crazy here. I haven't seen these yet. They're on my to-do list.
It's like 10 years fucking old, Cuba. Okay, Jesus. The old one starred young James Franco before he died of a coke overdose.
What?
I'm just kidding. He didn't. I don't know. He's doing
like, is that a new Mandela effect?
No, but seriously, even like so the other day, Chris and Steph, Courtney's friends, came over, and they same thing. Oh, I haven't watched those. Meh. So I just put one on in the background, and they're like talking over it. And by the end of the movie, they were like, "I'm paying attention way more than I thought I was going to for this movie." That's how good those damn movies are. Okay, and each one progressively gets more and more intense. This one strictly deals with like focusing around the apes, so a lot of it's subtitled. Because they do sign language, and there's only a few that can talk. But it's, we were talking about subtlety in cinema and how much it's needed. These movies are nothing but full of fucking subtlety, intensity, and brutality. It's insane. The emotions in this new one, within like the first half an hour, I'm like,
that sounded kind of gross, but
like this the whole fucking movie, like, and it's a 2.5 hour movie, and not at all feels like it.
What studio makes these?
I don't know.
Because this is how you can tell that the studio doesn't really care about the movie, because it got zero promotion. Zero.
I know.
I didn't see, when the thing we were talking about last week, where how if it's a blockbuster, summer blockbuster, it's not going to be a thinking movie. I'm not looking at these Planet of the Apes movies as summer blockbusters, because the studio isn't. The studio is probably the same thing as like the people you're talking to. They're like, stupid idea. We're going to make money off of it, but it's a stupid idea. So they're not throwing their whole big promotional machine after, like the marketing machine, and by the time of release, so many movies, you've already seen the entire fucking movie through trailers and TV spots, where that didn't happen with this. It's like, I feel like you saw the first trailer. I think I saw a few like TV spots online, but there was like no hype behind them. It wasn't like an advertisement on every webpage that you go to, and then all of a sudden the movie's out. You know what I mean? So that's how I think they can get away with having more subtlety and stuff like that. It's not, in their eyes, it's just like money, but it's not like a big banking franchise, I guess.
It's insane to me too. Well, you have Andy Serkis who did Gollum,
right?
And his portrayal of Caesar in these past three movies, has been insane. Like even just watching him in the first one, like there's one small scene where James Franco has to bring Caesar to an ape sanctuary and leave him. So it's like the first time he's ever been out of the home, and it's him talking to Caesar through glass, and it's just the monkey like freaking out. Is like, what am I doing here? Like in sign language, and he's just like leaning up against the window, going like, and you're like, oh my fucking god, this is a tearjerker right here. It's just like an animated monkey face. You're like, holy shit! Like Andy Serkis needs to win an Oscar for his performance as Caesar, but also the visual effects, because oh my god, it's insane. Without going into like spoilers, because you guys haven't seen it, and you absolutely have to see it, and I don't want to spoil it.
It's on my list. God damn it!
I give this fucking movie a bucket of goddamn fucks. This movie is insane, and they did it in such a way that was respectful to the prequels. It didn't like overshadow them or get rid of them.
You mean the originals?
The originals. It could potentially lead into that world as like this is how it initially got set up before the whole time travel business.
Yeah, that's what I read from the director, was that like he envisioned it as like he went into it with the approach that this is probably how the originals happened. Mm-hmm. Because like in the third one, well, in the fourth one really is where we're introduced to Caesar in the original movies, but that's after his parents go back in time from the time of Planet of the Apes to like 1978. So but like he said, like the guy said in the interview, it's like, well, it's like there probably was originally a Caesar, and this is the story of how everything happened before there was a change in the timeline. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, because I thought these were just kind of like a clean reboot prequel, but that the fact that they can be tied into the originals is fucking great to me, because the originals take place, I don't even know, like in like the 34th century or something like that, over 1,000 years in the future. Yeah,
which doesn't make quite sense, because they do have like some nods, like Nova. The little girl is named like Nova. Like a lot of little fan service here and there. Where you're like, is that the? No, it can't be. No,
well,
it can't.
It can. In 1,000 years, names can be recycled.
True. But it totally explains like why the people kind of like just go mute, or basically how they are in that original Planet of the Apes movie, and it turns into like this weird Schindler's Ape kind of movie, like where the monkeys are taken to this internment camp, and Caesar is there to like try and break them out, but he's made he's humiliated in front of his colony of apes by like hanging him like Kunta Kinte outside the cell. It's without going into spoilers again, it's so tough, but it's so intense. And the graphics this time around, you didn't even realize that you were watching special effects at this point.
I remember you saying that about the first one, that you couldn't tell really that they were like special effect apes.
Well, the first one's weird. So like the very beginning of the movie, you can kind of tell the special effects, and you're like, that's not quite selling it, but it progressively gets better throughout the movie, so you can tell where they spent the majority of their money in special effects. So by the end of the movie, you're like, oh, that was great. But at the beginning of the movie, you're like, a little iffy. This one, holy shit, you couldn't even tell. You could see like all the pores, all the little strands of hair, all the little wrinkles in the eyebrow and like underneath the eyes and stuff. It was seamless, and the acting was amazing. I cannot stress this enough.
How was Bad Ape? Because I saw the TV spot with him, and I'm like, I like this fucking guy. He's gonna be trouble though. He's gonna fuck everything up. That was my prediction.
Bad Ape. A lot of people were saying like, this could have been very bad for the movie, because he is the added hilarity to the movie. He comes in like around the middle area where they're riding through a ski resort, and he steals one of their horses, because he thinks they're human at one point, and they find him, and he's just a monkey that wears fucking snow gear because he's like, oh.
Yeah, I found his pop vinyl the other day. I'm like,
oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm like, this is kind of cool. It's a monkey in a ski jacket.
He's absolutely the best addition to this series. He was a riot, and he added just enough humor across the intensity of this movie, because this movie is brutal.
See,
brutal.
That's interesting, because the TV spot that I saw that introduced him, like where they're sitting around the fire with him, he was funny, but I also got just enough like sense of ominousness from him. That's not even a word, but like I'm watching that, I'm like this guy's kind of funny. He's crazy, but I'm like there's like he's crazy in a scary way. When you get past the funny, like he's gonna snap and just like go insane on somebody or something like that, or he's an evil genius. It's like the feeling I got.
You get that through that entire movie, where you're just like, but like his acting, like in comedic presence, is amazing. He's one of the best characters they've added.
No, that's good. That's good. So, do you think they'll come back? Do you think they'll make? Do you think they'll leave it a trilogy, or do you think they'll come back in a few years and continue the story as maybe a couple hundred years later as a new trilogy, leading even closer to the other one? What do you think?
I don't really know. I mean, because they had in the first movie, they had Easter eggs towards the first Planet of the Apes. Like there was a news report of the spaceship being near Mars, and then there was a newspaper that said "Lost in Space," and they lost contact with the craft, that kind of shit, which was kind of cool. But they could potentially remake the original one, and with this director, I'm all for it, because he's fucking proved that he's made a fucking perfect trilogy, handled it with expertise, care, and just an ominous, gritty, brutal fucking movie presence. It's hands down. I absolutely say go for it.
Gives you a better feeling for Batman, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. He's definitely the one that's directing the next Batman.
He's in the middle of rewriting it. They scrapped Ben Affleck's script, and he's like rewriting it.
I mean, it worried me a little bit to hear that they scrapped his script, but again, he's proven himself with these 3 movies to me that he can be handed something and handle it with care. I couldn't recommend this fucking trilogy enough. It's by far instant buy for me. I'm gonna fucking put it in my shelf and get the digital copies. But
well, even if it was a bad trilogy, wouldn't you just put it in your shelf anyways?
God no.
Don't you have the Tim Burton one?
Yeah, but I don't think I got that through buying it. I think I got that as a hand-me-down from like my mom's old collection.
Hey, I'm gonna throw this away. Take this piece of shit.
I think there was like, I'll throw this away. Put it myself. So, yeah.
You know what? While we're talking about Planet of the Apes, because the Tim Burton one, it's not terrible. It wasn't like a bad movie. Yeah, and I would not have cast Mark Wahlberg. Just I don't like Mark Wahlberg in anything other than some sort of Boston wise guy role. It's just because it doesn't work. He's just because he can't act. He's not acting. He's just Mark Wahlberg talking. Mark Wahlberg being Mark Wahlberg. So
he was great in Ted.
He was great in Ted. He was great in The Departed because all he did was swear and throw insults.
In The Happening. What? No.
Yeah. So I would if it was a different lead other than Mark Wahlberg, and the end is what's like killed it for me, where he goes, spoiler, he goes back, he escapes Planet of the Apes, goes back to his proper time, and what a twist, his world, our timeline is changed, and it's like the apes are in charge, which is like, it's like, what's the Lincoln Memorial was the general that he fucking just killed in the future. It's like, wait, how the fuck did if you just came from, because it wasn't even Earth in the Tim Burton movie.
The general?
Yes, it was. It was the general he killed. It was his face.
No, it was Abraham Lincoln.
No, whatever, you can call it Abraham Lincoln if you want, but it was the fucking general. It It was that fucking guy. It was that fucking ape. And then just, like, seeing the gorilla cops coming out of the squad cars and, like, drop, freeze. And I was just like, all right, dude, Tim Burton, you just fucking... I'm like, no.
That was... Well, there's a video on YouTube I recommend you watch called Planet of the Apes Remake, Not a Terrible Movie, or something like that. And it goes over all the finer points of why the movie isn't bad, even though it's...
Like I just said, it's not bad. Like,
it's
various points of it.
Tim Burton's lazy period.
It really was. I mean, not even lazy. It's almost like... I don't know, I feel like he couldn't end it, because that general dude, that evil chimpanzee, was such a great villain. And that was such a cool scene where they, like, he, grabs, like, a human while they're at dinner, after someone, like, says, like, oh, it's like, they might have a soul, or speak a soul, and he grabs him, like, by the head, and opens his mouth, he's like, is there a soul in there? It's like, that was a cool and terrifying moment, but just, like I said, Mark Wahlberg and that ending just were dumb. That just totally fucking killed it.
Well, I also, in that, why Planet of the Apes wasn't bad, it also made mention of, it stayed truer to, I guess, the comic book or book that it was written from.
It was based on a book, the original.
So, in the movie changed it so that it was Earth, and it wasn't actually initially Earth, it was another planet of the apes.
And hey, look at that. We're joined by Roy after just having a really, really good 20-minute conversation that did not record. And I'm not even gonna fucking say what it's about or start it over because fuck.
Lost to the ether. Lost to the ether.
Yep.
Sad.
God damn that, because that was good. That was good too. That was good. Yeah. I'm getting another drink. Man, God. Jesus. Fuck.
How you doing, Roy? How's it going? You talking about work at all?
You're looking real ethnic over there with his sweaty hair and his little beater tank top.
My hair is
Kinda
not
like
sweaty. My hair is very frizzy at the moment.
Naturally greasy. I don't know. It has a sheen to it.
Yeah, it's called healthy because it's got oils.
It's that Afro oil that he's been putting on there. Remember?
It's all that. It's all that grease.
Coconut and
Coconut oil and or leave-in conditioner.
Cinnamon gum.
Cinnamon cum.
Whoa!
Oh, I was gonna say, just spitting big red into his hands.
Do I?
It's good for the roots, That's all right. I've got no hair on my fucking head. So
Man, I'm pissed. I'm pissed that we just lost that conversation.
It was good. It was actually a good, smart little conversation about a subject that I did not think that we would actually be able to actually get into.
Oh yeah, dude. But
yeah.
Without getting
this is just a tribute.
You gotta believe me, and I wish you were
I
there.
wish you were there.
That's a band that never seems to get its due. That Tenacious D, they're so genuinely, actually, really, really fucking good. I mean, have you ever listened to their albums? Their full albums?
Yeah.
They're excellent. The music is really fucking good. They're top notch. Jack Black has such a strange voice that when he goes within the deep cockles of his heart and chest and spews forth with it, it sounds good. It sounds good in a bad way and bad in a good way, into this weird amalgamation of awesome that shouldn't work if anyone else does it.
It works. Like, he does have a weird voice, but it also really works because he does have like a really good metal voice.
Yeah,
he's got great tonal range.
He'll just make random noises, just and it's like put to guitar. That shit sounds amazing.
And The Pick of Destiny might be one of the best, dumbest movies ever made. Like, it is such a stupid fucking movie, but it is such a great movie.
You know what that movie is to me? That's my personal Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Everybody I know loves that movie. I couldn't stand it. But Pick of Destiny?
I wasn't a huge fan of Harold and Kumar. I mean, it was dumb, but not like... Pick of Destiny was dumb, but on so many different levels. I don't know, maybe it's because it's like music. I think you can connect more with music than without
Yeah.
music. And then just like the amount of talent that they got. I mean, Meatloaf as his father, Dio as just the poster of Dio singing to him, and Dave Grohl as the devil, Ben Stiller as the dude in the store, Tim Meadows is like the weird one-armed pirate homeless man guy. Like he's got all these awesome actors and musicians to do these stupid bit role. I don't even know who Bigfoot was, and that was the dumbest scene in any fucking movie.
Bigfoot is my daddy, and he's going to protect me.
Like I only assume that scene is much better under the influence of something. I think I've only ever seen it sober, and I'm like, I need to be like fucking high to I guess fully comprehend the Bigfoot scene.
Such a good movie. But
Aaron, what are you doing? Aaron's like talking off screen. Like, didn't you already have Taco Bell and shit?
Talking to my wife.
She ain't your wife yet. There's still
She's
time
asking where my iPad is.
There's still much more time for me and Roy to take her from you. They can't see your middle fingers.
Yeah, we're gonna. Me and Cuba are just gonna come and swoop in and steal her from you.
Oh,
That's the first. Dude, she is not gonna be satisfied being the wife of a potato farmer during the apocalypse. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
She's not gonna want to bear your newt children. Your radiated potato newts.
we don't want children. We want to save our money and travel the world.
I just imagine when he nuts, it actually is newts.
I'm thinking like gummy worms.
It's the next evolution in sperm evolution.
Technology. Yeah, it has little nubbin legs that just help it push it along.
For those of you wondering what the fuck we're talking about, for several years we have a doomsday scenario for when the apocalypse hits. We're convening at Roy's house. His dad is essentially gonna lead us through the early days of the apocalypse. So we're gonna form a new kingdom. But since Aaron has no actual skills that are practical, so to speak of, we're just gonna have him farm potatoes. But because he got to us late, because he lives further away, he's too irradiated. So he's gonna be shooting newts, and all of his offspring are gonna be mutated potato newts.
Did you just say mutated instead of mutated?
Maybe.
Yes. Yes. Mutated. I love it.
No, I thought it was I was going to have a farm, and I farmed potatoes, and my children were newts, and your pillaging little empire there was going to come and steal my wife and murder my newt babies.
No, we can't murder them. They need to mine the fields.
Yeah.
We're conquering. We don't have time to farm.
We'll take her. You keep the baby. You keep the newts, the salamander babies.
Lamentation of the women's.
She'll be good. She'll help with some. She's good for
Fuck
some
you
strong
guys.
genetics.
Fuck you.
Anyway,
what do we got today?
It's okay. My wife has already said multiple times that if like the zombie plague hits or nuclear Armageddon happens, she's just gonna kill herself because she's not dealing with it.
She's not dealing with the racist zombies.
Yeah, I'm like, man, me and Roy, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and she's like, nope, I'm just gonna take some fucking sleeping pills and wine, and I'm done. She's like, out.
So Cuba is gonna need wives. So we're gonna have to do. Okay, I like it.
We still gotta make that comic someday.
But you're like, who's gonna handle the financials?
We need women. Women to handle our money. We're men. We don't know what we're doing.
We're out pillaging the potato farmers.
We'll do it like the Mongols. We don't need money.
Inventory.
We take what we can carry away. You know? On the backs of our slaves. The Mongols. That's what we'll be.
Knocking down shitty walls.
Yeah, you've got to draw that. One of you guys have to draw that. Just us on horseback. You know what I mean? Just like with swords in hand. Cuba with like a mace, like a ball and chains. I'll have like a long sword or like a gladius. And then we just have Aaron, huge tall Aaron, riding a short stumpy newt. Like instead of like a donkey or like an ass, it's just a sad looking droopy newt.
No.
The largest newt I could afford.
No, he'll be on like a chariot pulled by 30 cats.
That's a good one too.
But
Yeah.
it'll be going the opposite direction from us because fuck, you can't control cats.
I
They're
like
all
it.
just looking at each other hissing. That's all.
We're like, charge! And we ride forward into battle, and his cats are just fucking sitting there hissing and going in circles and coughing up gross.
I'll just have
balls
to like
of,
keep
shit
throwing
hair.
little cat treats, so my cart will just be like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
And he'll have
You
like
can't-
several on his shoulders. A couple of them will be eating his newt children.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll be the cat king.
He's upgrading. You're upgrading. You've gone from a farm to now a kingdom of cats.
Yeah, but it's gonna have hair everywhere and like a lot of scratching posts. All the
Cat
furniture will be
tumbleweeds.
torn to shit.
It'll be gross.
It'll smell like cat piss and have litter all over the place. It's not gonna be a real nice kingdom.
No,
It's not gonna be a nice homestead.
that's how they'll survive. They'll be safe because nobody's gonna conquer that shit.
Yeah, it's just everybody avoids that one patch of
Or
land.
you get that weird like cat ringworm that everyone's talking about. Like if you touch cat poop, it like infects your brain or something like that. It makes you crazy.
Toxoplasma. I know
That's
the
the
name
one.
of it. Yeah, but it makes you nuts.
I'll just almost like a holy grail. I'll lean over from the castle towers and go, "You're gonna get the plot. What is it? Toxioplaxy? Whatever."
Yeah, and his catapults are just hurling like hard clubs of cat litter. just cat
Just
cat piss
cats.
balls.
I love it. Just loose. Just here. Ow!
Oh god.
And then he has.
we
then he
can
has a
keep this
battle
scenario
newt.
going to all episodes.
Oh yeah. He has a battle newt instead of a
I thought you actually
dragon.
had topics, Cuba.
I do, but this is way more fun.
Ugh.
He has a battle newt a lot like Battle Cat or whatever it was from He-Man.
Cringer.
What was the name? Yeah,
Cringer was
But,
his
uh,
name when he wasn't Battle Cat. When he had like no balls.
but it's just really just a slimy amphibian lizard thing that doesn't do much.
Well, maybe as long as it gets like the red battle shell, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, all right.
But it's like
Well,
really
you've upgraded.
really slow.
Yeah, you've upgraded, Aaron. See, what happens is when you've become the father of all these newt babies with whatever potato woman that you eventually find after we take Courtney, you'll have enough, and then you'll become like Duke of your own little sect. You know what I mean? I mean, you'll still work for us, of course. But, you know.
We need them taters.
They're haters. Fucking hillbilly.
Well, the kingdom of Swamp Yankia.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Change
really
your food with toxoplasty. Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, that's not
All it's
sea
gonna do is
salt.
make
That's
us-
that's kitty box litter on the potatoes.
all it's going to do is make us more crazy and bloodthirsty. That's all it's going to do. I really wish we had more fans, so somebody would take this and write an actual fanfic. You know what I mean?
One day. Calling all listeners, write a fanfic about our post-apocalyptic world.
I love it.
Jesus.
It's
All right,
fantastic.
so with my customary line, so Cuba, what's on the docket for today?
What's on the docket? I mean, we're already at fucking almost 40 minutes.
Yeah, but it probably won't make the actual show.
Well, not the 20 minutes that we lost. So Disney had their D23 Expo this past week, and though I don't give too much of a fuck about who's playing Aladdin and Jasmine, they were cast. What I'm excited about is the fucking crazy, detailed diorama of the Star Wars land that they're
Yeah,
going to
but you forgot about who they cast as the genie.
I didn't read who they cast as the genie. I just saw it was Aladdin and Jasmine.
Will
cast-
Smith.
Yeah.
What? Are you shitting me?
Will Smith.
Like, is he just gonna be like Shazam, or are they still gonna make him a big blue guy?
I have no idea how they're going to do it, but I'm sure we're going to have to sit right down as he tells us the tale of how he became trapped in a fucking lamp for 10,000 years.
Look, I like Will Smith. I don't like this idea. I don't like him as the genie. No. Like he's not wacky. Will Smith isn't wacky. Even on The Fresh Prince, he wasn't wacky.
He was pretty wacky on the Fresh Prince.
He
but
wasn't genie
It worked
wacky.
because he was it worked because he was like a dumb kid. You know what I mean? He was dumb kid wacky. He wasn't like
Right.
you know.
Yeah, what's really
10,000
should I give,
years will give you such a crick in the neck. You know,
I almost feel like they should have just given Frank Caliendo like a big bucket of Coke and then just put him in front of the microphone because he can do all those impressions.
well, that's the
and
thing.
shit.
I mean, you're not going to top Robin Williams, so I get that. But I mean, pick a fucking like a fast comedian, a witty, off the cuff, ad-libbing comedian. Not Will
Jim
Smith.
Carrey.
No,
That's what I said. I thought at first Jim Carrey, but I think he would go a little too high pitched with it because that's kind of what most of his stuff is.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's too over the top. I mean, I know we were just saying that Genie needs to be wacky, but Jim Carrey is, I don't know. I feel like Jim Carrey has become a parody of himself. I liked him in The Grinch, but even at times in The Grinch, it's like, all right, dude, tone it down. Just dial that back.
His character
notch.
as the Grinch would be a good genie.
Think so?
I mean, you'd even get the genie going, ha ha ha, alrighty then. Like you get some kind of crazy, look at the, and you'd get the impressions and you get the crazy faces and all that type of shit. You'd get him like jumping over here to one place, then jumping over here to another place as two completely different characters. It would have been better casting, but
You know what? That I actually really like the idea now of Jim Carrey doing that just so he can use all his catchphrases from all of his own movies. Like, I really want to see the genie just be like, smoking! I really,
he comes from a universe where Jim Carrey's movies were bigger than they were.
Yeah, I don't know. But here's the thing is that I think that more than the sound of the genie, I honest to God think that the genie has to look like the genie. I think he needs to look like the actual cartoon Disney version of himself. I think if they try to take Will Smith, and you know how they kind of like pattern characters after the actors? I think if they do that in this case, it's not going to work. He's going to look more like that fish from that Finding Nemo ripoff.
Oh yeah, the one where Jack Black was like the gay shark, but wasn't gay, just a vegetarian because they couldn't, like, for whatever reason, make him a gay shark.
Yeah, but you look at the fish that Will Smith is, and it's like
it's him.
It's like a fish. It's a trans-species racist version, or like it's like if a racist drew a fish, like I'm going to make this fish a black fish. Give him like huge lips and giant ears.
Oh, dude, that movie was full of like racial stereotyped fish. The two jellyfish are Jamaican, and they're fucking like one was voiced by Ziggy Marley, and like their fucking domes were Rasta hats. The Martin Scorsese fish was clearly a Jewish fish. I mean, all the sharks are Italian.
Mentioned was that the genie isn't going to be racially ambiguous anymore. He's absolutely going to be a black genie.
Wait, is that your speculation, or that's what was said?
No, that's what was said, like, throughout the commentary that I heard since that announcement.
That's weird. That's weird to me. He shouldn't be.
Like, that's not official. I'm just saying people are going to be like, he's going to be noticeably like a black guy.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm sitting here thinking like Shazam. You know? It's like...
Shazam isn't a
whatever. The one with Shaq.
Yeah,
the one that existed and then blinked out of existence because we went into another universe because the fucking CERN making our damn electrons heavier than they should have been.
The Mandela effect, goddammit.
Dude, that's twice in this episode the Mandela effect came up.
Really? Oh, you guys talked about it before?
Like, I don't even remember what now. Oh my god, it's working!
No, I said, what's his name? God damn it.
It's gone. It's in another universe.
No, the Pineapple Express guy.
James Franco.
James Franco. I said before he died of coke, but he's like, what? He didn't die of coke, and I was like, no, he's making a new movie.
Yeah, all right. So I'm angry.
Speaking
I'm angry about that.
Do you guys know that movie, or have you heard of the movie The Room? It's like quoted as being the worst film of all time.
I've heard of it, yeah.
That famous scene where it's like, I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. Oh, hi, Mark. That they made like a Star Wars version of it where this like dude in terrible black hair come. Oh, nothing.
No,
not ringing any.
Like the movie itself, I have heard, and I've heard it's the worst movie, but I've never seen it, heard any quotes or anything about it.
Get some goddamn film culture, you pieces of shit.
Why would we want to watch the worst movie ever made?
You just need to know the quotes and the scenes that are quoted as being the worst movie.
So we've got to go out of our way to watch the shittiest lines and dialogue in the shittiest movie? No!
Absolutely.
That's what you're for.
So, James Franco and Seth Rogen and them are making a movie about that movie, and it looks fucking fantastic.
Interesting. All right, still
Okay.
looking fantastic. What about fucking Star Wars Land at fucking Disney? What do you think about that? Give me your thoughts. Did you watch that fucking thing?
So that it's celebration.
No, no. This one, D23 fucking released the more details. They made like the 20-foot diorama of with shadow people and everything, and the camera zoomed through them at fucking street level, showing you all the fucking details of the whole fucking park.
I'm living there now. What do you want from me? I'm gonna go and fucking live there, and that's where I'll be. Bye.
All right, well, Cuba, why don't you run through some of the details for us? I'm sure you got a list of some sort.
No, I don't have
the listeners know.
details. I just watched the video just like everybody else and was like, wow, this park is huge, first of all.
Yeah.
And just fucking amazing. Besides having its own hotel, its own Millennium Falcon, I'm just like multiple cantinas and shit. Like, it's immersive. It is such a fucking immersive Star Wars fucking world, I guess. I'm just trying to see if I can get up any specific details. Like, there was really no details. It was just like showed you what it's going to look like, and it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
And
a lot better than when I went to Disney World, and we're like, oh, we're gonna go see the Star Wars stuff, and I was excited because when I was a kid, I always heard really good things, and I took my kid maybe 4 or 5 years ago, something like that, and I was all excited, big Star Wars fan, finally get to go, childhood dream, and I was so fucking disappointed with it.
Really?
So
well, I guess because when I first went, I was like 8 to Star Tours or something like that, and then I went twice, but all before 15. So
yeah, my kid was 5. She was blown away. You walk onto the AT-AT, and she's like, "Oh, look, we're in Endor, blah 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 blah." And then you go and you do like the ride, which is like the worst fucking ride ever.
Well, you went before they redid Star Tours. Now apparently it's way better. They shut it down for a year and they completely revamped it. But no, it was like same thing for me. As a kid, I went there and I was like, oh my god, this was like 1991 or some shit like that. So like I'm blown away by the walker because at that point there's no Star Wars anywhere. Couldn't get any fucking toys. So I'm in the Ewok village. I'm touching an AT-AT. I went on Star Tours, which was probably out before there was like a Jordan's Furniture Mom or Aaron's fucking 4D Smell-O-Vision movie or anything like that. That was like the first time I went on any sort of interactive ride like that. And then you come out in the gift shop, and it was the only place at that point in my life where you could actually buy anything with Star Wars on it. Anything. Again, like this was the early 90s, so there was no Star Wars anywhere.
It was a real dark time.
Yeah, so I was like, for me, I was like on cloud 9. I bought a plastic, like a snap together X-wing model, that you get in like the hobby shops, because like I didn't even know what to buy. My parents weren't gonna let me buy everything in the store like I wanted. And like I was like, I want a fucking X-wing, so I bought an X-wing, and that was like my only Star Wars toy for 4 or 5 years until the Power of the Force action figures were released in like 95 or 96.
Nice. Hey, hold on 1 second. I want to grab something. I'm gonna cover you up, and I'll be right back.
Oh God, he's gonna that is creepy. Look at that. Like we can see his face, but like it's like all like blurry and.
Seriously, if he came in and was just like, ooh, like right up close to the camera, it'd be like a horror movie.
See, now I'm worried because he covered his camera with something that's not quite opaque.
We're going to get a dick pic.
We are. It's just like, hey guys, it's so hot, I'm not wearing pants. Woo, helicopter! He's coming back.
All right, I'm back.
And
all right, so I was really, really disappointed.
You didn't
when
hear
I
anything
went
we just said, did you?
No, it was off. I took my headphones off.
That's too funny.
Why? What you gotta say?
You have to listen to a podcast and find out.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. So anyway, I was really, really disappointed when I went to Disney World. Like I said, 30 years old I go, and when you expect something when you're a kid, and it's built up in your head over the years, and then you finally experience it as an adult, and you realize that it's not quite. It's built for kids, so it amazes kids. It's not built for So, what I was more impressed with was when I went to the Museum of Science in Boston, and they had this exhibit when they were doing the big Star Wars tour thing. Did you go to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go into the Falcon?
Yes, but I did not have the same experience as you.
Well, I was gonna show my fancy pin.
Oh, that's not what I was
That's
talking
what
about.
Well, okay. Well, then I'm not gonna share it on the podcast then, Cuba. You hurt my feelings.
Yes,
No,
I went to that,
I,
Roy.
No, it's okay. That was actually way cooler. I actually enjoyed that that ride, I guess you could say, a lot more than the actual Star Tours itself. You know what I'm saying? How it had like the panel of the cockpit that actually went around.
Yeah.
Each one was a separate screen, so it was like a continuous screen of the cockpit. I don't know. It was a lot better than the shitty. But Cuba cut the nuts off of my story, so I'm not going to tell it on the podcast anymore. Way to go, Cuba. There's going to be a payoff for the listeners for that, but now you blew it. So go fuck yourself. Next topic.
He's so upset.
Wish we had like a tension noise. You know what I'm saying? Like a sound effect.
Crickets.
Yeah, something.
Anyways, no, this looks cool. Anyway, the Museum of Science thing was cool, but this Star Wars land, like, I'm so excited. I don't know when I'm going to be able to go because like they're opening in California, they're opening in Disneyland in 2019, and then I guess later on in the year they'll open the one in Florida. I already have plans for traveling in 2019, so like fucking maybe 2021 I'll have enough money to go. It is like I don't even care about bringing the kids. I want to go to Star Wars Land myself.
It should just be us. The three of us should just go. Fuck it.
Actually, that's a great idea. I think we should fucking totally do that.
Yeah, I mean,
they gotta have like a cantina, right? I mean, there's plenty of adults that go to Disney without kids because they like that feeling of being a child. I mean, there's nothing wrong with 3 grown-ass men going to Star Wars Land to do Star Wars things.
No. Now, all right. Now you know how everyone, well, not everyone, but you ever hear stories about people like guys hooking up with the Disney princesses at Disney World and shit like that? You ever hear those? Ever read those?
I'm sure on the various websites you travel.
Well, it happens. I know somebody who worked at I believe it was Busch Gardens, and she also worked she went to California and she worked in Disney. That's Disneyland. And she was some sort of like a French court princess of one of the different things, and she was something else, a singer for the other thing, for Disneyland. And she told me stories about, like, you think it's super professional? It's not professional. I mean, those people hook up and they get crazy at night. There's like the catacombs of the hallways where people are like fucking and shit.
Yeah, I've known a few people that have worked for Disney World, but like Disney itself, the company, is fucking strict. Like,
yeah,
the rules you have to follow are fucking insane.
Yeah, well, all I'm saying is that maybe we can hook up with a blue or green chick. If we play our cards right, come on, man, we might be able to do it, right? Look, poor Aaron over there looking.
What is it like? What stays in Disney happens in Disney. Like, I mean, 2/3 of us are married or just about to be married. As far as I know, you have no plans for such a thing.
No, we're not even going to be in the same galaxy.
We're not going to be in the same
galaxy. It's not area code, it's galaxy. We're not even... Exactly.
Whatever happens on the Death Star stays on the Death Star.
Plus, if there's like a hot Asian Twi'lek, I mean, there might be some cool stuff going down. I don't know.
Well, I guess we'd all have to leave with, like, permission from our significant other of, like, so what exactly can I get away with this?
Can I touch a tentacle? Can I touch a tentacle? It's just little jiggles.
I adhere to no rules. I listen to no man or no woman. Fuck it. Do what's I do.
I hope she knows that.
Yeah.
They all know that.
And she listens to this, so you have to tell me now if I need to edit that part.
They all know it.
Okay.
Edit nothing.
That's a face of a man confused.
No,
I also like to live dangerously. I had 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago now, I posted the episode and I had to go back because Aaron was fucking complaining about something that wasn't edited out, and I had to fucking edit out 10 minutes, and that fucked up everything and pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, work related, right?
Not even gonna talk about it. Not even say it. No, goddamn.
What else happened at D23?
We'll never talk about that again. Let's talk about the Forces of Destiny because we're running out of time. What did you think about those shorts?
They were underwhelming.
I was not a fan at all of the animation. I didn't like the way it looked. I appreciate the fact that they made something that was obviously more aligned with little younger girls. I thought that was a really good move, but I feel like it was almost kind of squandered. Like they didn't. It felt token at that point. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Glorified commercials.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my
It was selling
feeling.
toys.
That's my
It was selling
feeling on it.
toys.
Yeah, I think I watched most of them. I don't think I watched all of them. I watched, what are they? Eight of them. I watched like 5.
I don't
of
know.
them.
I'm only up to
Yeah,
5.
I only watched a few of them.
So-
I couldn't watch them all.
Yeah, but like as soon as they showed us the very first one at Celebration, and they showed like and they announced it.
Which one was it that they showed?
The Ray one was the first one that they showed, and that was like the first one in the series. Like as soon as I saw it in Celebration, I'm like, you know what? I'm not impressed. Like I can forgive bad animation, and it's not bad animation. It's just not great animation. It's not the best animation. But
I disagree.
Okay.
I think it's not. The reason I think it's bad animation is because this is Disney. If this was made by anyone else, I'd say okay. But honestly, Aaron in high school did better animation than. And the thing is that you can tell there's certain.
Don't inflate that
that's
ego.
That's kind of it's kind of a veiled insult, but because I said the animations. So, but it's like they had moments. Like there was I remember the episode of Ahsoka when she fought that where Yoda and Anakin are waiting for her.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And she gets like her little
beads.
She doesn't have
Padawan
hair.
bead.
It's a little braid.
Yeah.
Little braid thing. And like it's really generic and shitty looking. And then like it zooms in on her face at one point, and it actually looks good. Like the art looks good. Like there's like certain shading and stuff, and I was like, holy shit, that looks really cool. And then it zooms back out, and it just goes into really generic. Like even the smoke. I know there's artistic ways to do it, but like the smoke was like, like there was only like 3 frames of smoke moving. It was just really jaggy and it was awful. It was not good. You cannot defend the way that animation looked to me at all.
Well, let's talk about that one, because that one was like the most egregious of the bunch, because that fucking Anakin Skywalker, oh my fucking god. I can forgive the not great animation. I can forgive the borderline boring storylines of some of these things, but I mean, you can't get Anakin's character design right. I mean, the hair was the wrong fucking color. The scar wasn't there, and he looked like a fucking tranny. It's like, what the hell?
My issue came with Yoda. I don't know why, like, artists since Rebels can't draw a good Yoda. Like, he looks like a lumpy ball of testicles. It's really disturbing.
Yoda didn't bother me.
Yeah,
as much
Yoda
as
didn't bother me. Is Anakin that was just so bad?
Yeah, since we've had so many different Yodas, I feel like even within the movies just themselves, Yoda has looked different. We have original trilogy Yoda, and then we have awful puppet Yoda from the Phantom Menace, and then we have CGI Yoda. So, and then obviously we have Rebels and animated series, all that stuff. So we've got different iterations. So I can chalk that one up to artistic interpretation and forgive that, because he's an alien, and that's kind of notoriously hard to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like Cuba said, to fuck up Anakin, the chosen one, like you can't do that.
It's like, I feel like with that one, he was thrown in at the last minute. You know, that's what I feel like. It's like, oh shit, we need an Anakin Skywalker. Somebody draw Anakin without a photo reference in 30 minutes. That's the feeling I got from that. It was just so bad.
He was a generic, like, long-haired Ken doll with a fucked up nose. It's like, I don't know, like, he was just so simple. You could have taken him and put him in any other girls cartoon and he would have fit in.
Yeah, and the most insulting part of that the fact that they didn't get Anakin right is that they went through the trouble of getting all the actual voice actors. They got Daisy Ridley. They got what's her face from Rogue One. They got Ahsoka. They got Anakin. I don't know if that was Frank Oz. And they got Lupita Nyong'o for the fucking Force Awakens. Maz Kanata. Yeah. So it's like they got all these people, and you can't fucking draw Anakin Skywalker correctly. I'm like, what is wrong with these things? But before like these even came out, my first impression when we saw them in Celebration was like, I was like, okay, I'm not a huge fan of these, but the idea is cool. Maybe we're getting into like a little bit of Star Wars Tales things, and then they unveil the doll line that was going with them, and they presented them to the various actresses that were doing the voices on stage, and I went, That's it. These are YouTube commercials for toys. That's what's annoying. I know that Star Wars is always about merchandising from the very beginning, but just I don't know. I don't know why this bothers me so much. Maybe because the stories aren't that good. If the stories were more compelling, it'd be one thing, I guess.
What feels extra insulting is that it's specifically aimed to little girls, so it feels very token-esque. It feels like they're just throwing it to be like, we don't have enough girls. Let's make something that's just scrapes by so we can sell some more girls' toys. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why.
Look at the original Clone Wars. Essentially, they were like little 5-minute animations similar to this style, where it was just like an individualized story, but it had so much gravity towards what the Clone Wars was, and you could watch it as a whole.
Right.
And it turned out to be like a
I don't care if these are geared towards girls. I mean, that's fine. I don't gear it towards girls. Get more girls into Star Wars, but have the storylines just, I don't know, hold more weight to them. Like,
well, that's what I mean. I'm not saying that it shouldn't. I like the fact, like I said in the beginning, I love the fact that they made I know we're gender, whatever. Like, I love the fact that they made something that seems specifically geared towards girls and getting girls into it. I have a 9-year-old daughter who loves Star Wars, and her favorite character is actually Padme. And Padme only has...
God bless her.
I know. I know. But
that's nobody's favorite character.
I know. Well, she grew up with the liking, the the prequel trilogy, because she's a kid. That's the new generation's trilogy, because that's kind of like what looks more like what they see.
I would have started over. Try it again.
Yeah, I've been hammering the original trilogy. Although my daughter's favorite character is Rey.
Yeah, well, she just likes Padme. I don't know why, she just does. So
pretty hairdos.
So like I said, I love the fact that they geared something specifically towards getting little girls really excited about Star Wars. But the fact that it was shitty, in my eyes, is what makes it extra insulting. Not the fact that it was made for girls. It's not like, that's a good phrase. It's insulting because it's half-assed. It's like, hey, let's just throw some shit out there for girls. It's like, well, make that good shit. Make it good shit.
And especially since Dave Filoni came from the Last Airbender or whatever the fuck. Like, he knows animation. He knows 2D animation. He should have been on top of that.
I know. I don't like I said. This whole thing feels half-assed. I don't know. I don't think it was planned out that well. And the other one that kind of really annoyed me. The Rey one I felt was like useless. It's like, okay, just more dudes try to take BB-8 random.
Nothing.
Right? And then
nothing added to any overall.
No.
And what pisses me off, this is all canon. Remember, everything that Disney makes at Star Wars now is canon.
Yeah.
That was why they wiped out the whole EU in the first place. So now everything when they start fresh is canon. So all these like shitty little stories that don't do anything, like they're actually part of it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the one with Chewie on Echo Base could have been cool, but they fucked up Chewie on that one too. Like, did you see that one with the Wampa? Yeah, she's like, Chewie, where's Chewie? And like the Wampa is napping, holding Chewie. It's like, come on! It's like, how did that fucking happen? Like,
that's your canon. That's in the canon.
I know, it's so fucking annoying. He's got this like
Chewie was
worried face. Is just terrible.
Chewie was a little spoon. That is now canon.
He was the Wampa's little spoon. Like, I like how they went deep with that one, with the deleted scene of the Echo Base door with the Wampas in it, where the snowtroopers ripped the thing. 3PO rips the warning sign off, and they get, and the Imperials open in, blah blah blah. That was cool. That explains that. First, I thought there was more than one Wampa in there. Whatever, one Wampa, fine. But just the whole fact with like, Chewie is supposed to be a brave warrior. I mean, yes, he's afraid of certain things. Like, he was afraid of the trash monster. I would be too. He didn't know what the fuck that was, I'm sure. But like,
yeah, that's different because that's out of his element. But if you present Chewie with something that's bigger, even though it's bigger than him, it's like they're roughly the same height. Chewie's strong. You can see him just like, he's an animal. Like, he's an intelligent animal, obviously, as an alien, as a humanoid type alien. Yeah. But you can see him, that instinct kicking in where he's like, fuck
Yeah,
you!
I would expect a good fight. Like I'd see, I can imagine Chewie being in there and that thing coming at him, and he going, "All right, fucking," he rolls up his fucking sleeves, and he's like, "Let's do this."
He just rips his bandolier off, and he's like, "Let's go fucking fisticuffs."
But
you
it's
know,
like,
and he just
how did he
swears-
end up being the little spoon? It's like, give me a short of how that fucking scenario happened. I didn't like that. The only one of these shorts that I saw that I liked so far was the one with Leia and Sabine. Did you see that one? That was the only cool one where like
I did not.
it was a play off of almost kind of like Leia's earlier Rebels appearance. So, like, she's being escorted somewhere by stormtroopers, and they're like, this way, Senator. And then they're, like, tricked by Sabine, and she's like, I've been sent to get the data disk or something like that. And she, like, gives her the disk, but then IG-88 attacks them, and Leia tricks the stormtroopers into attacking IG-88 instead of Sabine, and Sabine gets away with whatever information is on the data disk. That was the only good one. The only one that made any fucking sense, and the only one in new canon that's actually shown how badass IG-88 is.
Yeah, but that's what made that cool, is the fact that IG-88 was there. I mean, you know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
that was
I didn't
cool.
see it.
I like how the Rebels era shows Leia being a rebel, but having to hide her rebel sympathies. I'm assuming this is after the first time her and Sabine have met. I like that whole dynamic. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that episode. But I mean,
Right.
1 out of 8 or 5 is not good here. Not good odds.
Right, but let's take IG-88 out of it and throw in a random nobody
A Wampa
alien
that wants to just snuggle.
No, just and Sabine goes, a bounty hunter, and then they start shooting and all that stuff. Like, it wouldn't have the same cool gravity to it. I feel
It
like
might not have the same cool gravity, but I mean, overall, just the premise of that episode was solid, and it was done well.
it's tough because I didn't see it, so I'm trying to visualize and place it in my head.
They're all on YouTube. Go check them out. But I mean, overall, just I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if they're doing like a second season of these, but if they do, I just hope it's improved like vastly, and I hope that they trot Anakin better next time.
And what sucks is you guys. I don't know if your kid Cuba watches Disney Channel or anything like that, or and yours, Aaron, is probably a little bit old now to be watching the Disney Channel.
Yeah, she's moved on to like the Fosters and stuff like that. So
that's cool. Jay still watches it. She likes to watch a little bit at night, so that's cool. You know, it's a mix of like live action sitcoms and cartoons. They made a huge commercial push on the Disney Channel with these things too. I mean, every commercial break, I remember like right before they would have a commercial for it, and then they'd have the I don't know the technical name, but like on the screen, like down here, it'd be down here for me.
Snipes.
Like if you're looking at what is it?
Snipe.
Yeah, like what they would have like a little character run across the bottom of the screen, turn pew pew pew, and then like jump off the screen. You know what I mean? Like they'd have that. Like they were pushing this, and then it just turned out to be. It bothers me. So, was there anything else that you wanted to talk about, Cuba, real quick?
Nah, that's good. We're good. Anyways, we're done.
Where can they find us, Cuba? Where can they find our stuff?
Wait, are you ending the show?
Yeah, I was.
Oh shit! Okay.
You just forgot the URL and wants you to say it.
No, I was only last week, and I wasn't even drinking last week. I don't even know.
I know the URL, motherfucker.
Yep.
I remember you can find us where all of your fine podcast needs are met.
Oh, excellent. Well said, sir. Well said. And any hate mail can go to Aaron at... No, I'm just kidding. Any hate mail can... Or fan mail. We prefer fan mail than hate mail. Or questions can go to modernretrocast@gmail.com. And as Roy said, modernretrocast.com. You can find us on YouTube, where we just did an unboxing for the Mass Effect Andromeda loot crate, or special loot crate, where the hell it was called. We got
thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Thumbs sideways, I guess.
Yeah, it's more of a thumb sideways.
It's like, yeah. And, we got the TeePublic, which you will find the link to on the website. So go buy some swag. Somebody got a couple sales there, and they weren't Aaron this time, so that's encouraging.
I made $2. Yay!
He can buy a soft shell taco from Taco Bell.
Living it up, living the dream.
All right,
So
kiddos, thanks for listening. This has been another wonderful rambling edition of Modern Retro. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.